On July 8, 2025, the world of anime and voice acting lost one of its most beloved figures, James Carter Cathcart, age 71. Known to Pokémon fans worldwide as the voices of Meowth, Team Rocket's James, Professor Oak, and Gary Oak, Cathcart passed away at Calvary Hospital in the Bronx after a long battle with throat cancer. Tributes flooded in from colleagues, co-stars, and fans, most notably Erica Schroeder, who voiced Eevee, calling him a joyful, exuberant, kind-hearted, playful genius. His wife Martha announced that funeral arrangements will be made and encouraged donations to a charity close to his heart. He had retired in 2023 after undergoing chemotherapy, stepping away from the mic and the script desk he had occupied for decades. Though the voices have changed for many listeners, it still feels like he only just left the studio. Cathcart's journey began on March 8, 1954, in West Long Branch, New Jersey, where he was raised in a musically inclined household. As a teenager, he joined the Laughing Dogs, a rock band that played New York's infamous CBGB venue, and toured with acts like Blondie and Patti Smith. Their two albums on Columbia Records reflected an era of punk-inflected Americana, and Cathcart showcased talents on keyboards, guitar, bass, and vocals. Music and performance remained central to his identity. But it was in the early 1980s that his talents shifted to voice acting. Under the pseudonym Jimmy Zoppi, he took on the role of Captain O.G. Reedmore, the literacy-promoting cartoon cat on ABC weekend specials. That gig led to acting and commercial work, and slowly he carved a reputation for a distinctive, flexible vocal range. Over time, he also wrote and adapted scripts, an early signal of dual skills in character and translation. In 1998, Cathcart made his first mark on the Pokémon franchise by voicing Fergus in Pokémon, the first movie. It was a brief role, but soon he succeeded longtime voice actors and took over iconic characters, James, Meowth, and Professor Oak, as well as Gary Oak. Voicing over 700 episodes and more than 15 feature films, he became the only English voice actor to appear through every season of Ash's Journey, from Indigo League to Ultimate Journeys. In later seasons, he took on the name Carter Cathcart, or used his full name for both voice credits and script adaptation duties. He eventually became the sole English script adapter from Season 9 onward, guiding the localization of Pokémon's tone and dialogue in the U.S. market. His voice shaped entire generations, and his pen shaped the words those characters spoke. Cathcart's signature style was informed by his musical background, rhythmic timing, pitch variation, and emotional inflection that made humor soar and silence resonate. As Meowth, he could be comedic and menacing in the same breath. As Professor Oak, he wielded gentleness and wisdom. As James, he conveyed dramatic flair and dramatic growth. By 2023, he'd quietly become a mainstay of childhoods across the globe. Behind the scenes, Cathcart lived modestly in New York, married to Martha Jacoby, his lifelong partner. He embraced household tradition, Sunday dinners, music sessions, and script editing, often inviting fans who met him at conventions into his home for impromptu readings. He was beloved for kindness. He mentored younger voice actors, campaigned for foster care charities, and maintained lifelong friendships within the community. In early 2023, he was diagnosed with advanced throat cancer that originated at the base of his tongue and later spread to his neck. Treatment began with chemotherapy. While initially optimistic, his wife later noted that the tumor failed to respond as expected. He announced his retirement from both script adapting and voice acting effective at the end of Season 25, the last time he would appear in Pokémon storylines and scripts. Fans and colleagues rushed to convey support. Subreddit threads expressed disbelief. One of the most joyful souls no longer walks with us. Others noted that his retirement forced producers to recast 3 of his signature roles, James, Meowth, and Professor Oak, for the final 11 episodes, sparking debates over how to honor his legacy while moving forward. For many viewers, his retirement marked the end of an era, yet though he whispered farewell to the booth, his recorded performances continued to define the heart of Pokémon English dubs for countless fans. His voice remains the sonic anchor for Team Rocket's schemes, Oak's scientific calm, and Gary's evolution, from cocky rival to ally. Off-screen, he remained a musician at heart. In 2009, he released a solo album, I Was Missing You, and occasionally performed keyboard or vocals at local New York venues. He combined music and voice acting in harmony. The mic, the piano, the print of his scripts. They were all facets of one creative life. As his illness progressed, Cathcart transitioned into hospice care in Forest Hills, New York, assisted daily by Martha and close friends. Though he could no longer perform, he wrote letters to fans and recorded brief audio messages thanking them. His final acting credit, his last session as Professor Oak, James Meowth, became symbolic, a farewell that resonated like the final chord of a beloved song. Within the Pokémon voice acting community, tributes called him gentle, playful, kind-hearted, and a genius of both pen and mic. Erica Schroeder's wording captured the tone. Master of the pen, piano, and microphone, friend to many, social platforms flooded with art, clips, and memories. Tributes extended beyond Pokémon. Colleagues from Yu-Gi-Oh!, Sonic X, Kirby, and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles honored him as well, a multifaceted performer who touched many worlds. Now with his passing in July 2025, his legacy continues in the voices he molded, the scripts he adapted, and the emotional warmth he infused into children's entertainment. He remains singular for bridging music, acting, writing, and integrity over more than 4 decades in entertainment. James Carter Cathcart's story is not only about characters like Meowth or Professor Oak, it is about devotion to craft, humility in fame, and kindness in a competitive business. He never sought the spotlight. Rather, he let his voice light up minds, let his scripts spark laughter, and let his heart teach generosity. Now, viewers around the globe, who may never know his name, hear echoes of him in every Pokémon episode they stream, every line laden with inflection he crafted, every comedic sigh or scientific aside he enriched. In the final analysis, Cathcart's life was a performance, but not of artifice. His real impact lay in consistency, collaboration, and kindness. He shaped more than characters. He shaped community. And though he's gone, characters he voiced continue living, scripts he wrote continue speaking, and hearts he touched continue remembering.